10 Unexplained Archaeological Discoveries. Number 10. The Devil's Bible. The Codex Gigas, also known as the Devil's Bible, is an object surrounded by myth and mystery. Legend has it that the text was written by a 13th century monk on the orders of the devil. The monk supposedly wrote the book in a single night, and Satan marked it with a portrait of himself. It is estimated that such a manuscript, which was written on over 160 animal skins and requires 2 people to lift, would have taken approximately 30 years to write. Bizarrely, analysis found that the handwriting remains remarkably even throughout the Bible, implying that it was written by a single person over a very short period of time. Number 9. The Piri-Reis Map. Discovered in 1929, this curious map was written in 1513 by Piri-Reis, an admiral of the Turkish Navy. The map depicts Europe, North Africa, the coast of Brazil, and even Antarctica, although it's thought that the continent wasn't discovered until more than 300 years later. Mysteriously, the map describes Antarctica's features in meticulous detail, including areas that have been covered in ice for the last 6,000 years. Scientists are baffled by how Piri-Reis would have been able to map out the landscape beneath the ice as accurately as he did. Number 8. The Antikythera Mechanism. The Antikythera mechanism, dubbed the first computer, is a clock-like machine that was discovered near the Greek island of Antikythera in 1902. The 2,000-year-old instrument is believed to have been used by ancient Greek scientists to predict astronomical positions. Its design is so complex that its discovery forced a re-evaluation of our understanding of ancient engineering capabilities. What is especially mysterious about the mechanism is that no contemporary documentation mentions it, nor have any earlier prototypes been discovered. Also, the technology behind the mechanism was strangely forgotten, as no comparable inventions existed until the 14th century. Number 7. The Rongo-Rongo Writing. Believed to be a form of early writing, the Rongo-Rongo glyphs are a series of wooden carvings discovered in 1864 on Easter Island. Despite several attempts by experts, nobody has ever been able to decipher the meaning of the symbols. If the cryptic symbols do turn out to be writing, they would constitute one of only 3 or 4 times that humans independently developed systems of writing. Some scholars also believe that translating the glyphs may offer an insight into why the early civilization of Easter Island collapsed. But with translation efforts exhausted, it looks unlikely that we will ever be able to find out their true meaning. Number 6. Baghdad Battery. The Baghdad Battery is a ceramic pot that was found near Baghdad in Iraq, along with a metal rod and tube. It was speculated that it may have been used for coating silver objects with gold through a process called electroplating. Modern experiments on replicas of the vase show that this would have been theoretically possible. As the items have been dated to between 250 BC and 224 AD, the existence of such technology could evidence an understanding of electricity much earlier than previously thought. Another possible explanation for the pot is that it was a storage vessel for sacred scrolls, but there is no absolute proof for either theory. Number 5. Roman dodecahedrons. First reported in the early 18th century, 116 dodecahedral Roman artifacts have been discovered in various locations, ranging from Wales to Hungary. The bizarrely shaped objects are all made of either bronze or stone and range from 4 cm to 11 cm in size. There is a great degree of mystery around what the objects were used for. Because many were found in temples, some speculate that they are of religious significance. Other ideas include children's toys, instruments of war, candlestick holders, or even knitting aids. However, because there are no accounts of them in Roman records, historians are unable to definitively prove what their purpose was. Number 4. The Longyu Grottos. The Longyu Grottos are a series of man-made caves in China which date back to 212 BC. Covering a massive 30,000 square meters and including a series of rooms, bridges and pools, their discovery in 1992 represented one of the largest underground excavations ever. Archaeologists, engineers, historians and geologists have all investigated the grottos, but mysteriously, no one has any idea how they were constructed. It's been estimated that it would have taken 1,000 people working day and night over 6 years to complete the caves, yet no tools have ever been found in the area and there isn't a single reference to them in any documents from the era. Number 3. Yonaguni Monument. The Yonaguni Monument is an underwater pyramid-shaped structure that was discovered off the coast of Japan in 1986. Leading experts disagree on whether the structure is man-made or a natural rock formation. Professor Masaki Kumura of the University of the Ryukyus points to the structure's steps and columns as evidence that humans constructed it when the area was above sea level some 10,000 years ago. But Boston's Dr. Robert Schoch, on the other hand, argues that water erosion and earthquakes could have caused these formations. There is insufficient evidence on both sides of the debate to offer an undeniable conclusion. Number 2. Costa Rica Stone Spheres. Ranging in diameter from a few centimetres to over 2.5 metres, these perfect stone spheres are among the world's most famous unexplainable discoveries. They were first noted in the 1940s, and since then over 300 have been found scattered throughout the Costa Rican jungle. They date back to between 500 and 1500 BC, and no one knows what they were made for. One theory is that they were distributed by people familiar with astronomical alignments because of the way they were carefully arranged. However, since the majority of the spheres have been moved from their original locations, it is impossible to further test this idea. Number 1. The Sewer of Babies. In 1988, archaeologists excavating an ancient Roman sewer under a bathhouse in Ashkelon, Israel, made a haunting discovery: the skeletons of nearly 100 newborn babies. None of the bodies showed evidence of disease or skeletal malformation, implying that they had not died of natural causes. Due to the regularity of female infanticide in ancient Rome, initial suspicions were that the sewers had been used as a mass grave for unwanted daughters. However, when it emerged that a large proportion of the bones belonged to boy babies, archaeologists were stumped. To this day, nobody knows why such a large number of babies would be found in this specific location.
If you enjoyed this video, then why don't you check out 10 unexplained paranormal events. The reason why John's not here right now is because he watched it and he's actually shat himself. So why don't you go and watch it? It's playing on screen now, there's a link in the description. And as always guys, thank you so much for your support and we'll see you next time. Proper scary video though, it's playing. Watch it, pretty good.